Alright, hey guys, my name is Virus and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at two of the S tanks you can get in War Thunder, one premium and one tech tree. The first one I take out in this battle is the tech tree variant, and I'm currently trying to spade it, that's why I take it out first. And later on in the battle we do end up dying, so I take out the premium. And let me tell you right now, this is one of my best matches I've ever had. It's not a record, but it's definitely high up there for most kills I've ever had in a match. Now, I'm going to quickly run over some stats for those of you who don't know very much about these tanks, or you're thinking of grinding them so you want to know. The Strv 103A and Strv 103A, which is the premium variant, both use the same gun, and they both fire the same shells. It's just obviously one's a premium, so you don't have to worry about spading it. But I'll just quickly run through the stats on the shells here. The first shell that you unlock that's completely stock is an APDS shell. It's called the Stridsvagn, I'm butchering that, M/61, which is, I think, the normal L7 APDS that you get on stuff like the Leopards or the STBs and stuff like that. And even the British ones as well, like the Cent Mark 10 and, you know, all those Vickers MBT. So it has 303mm of penetration at 10 meters for flat angles, and that drops off to around 250 at 2000 meters. The second shell that you can use that you have to pay SL for, or a higher price for at least, is the Stridsvagn M/62, which is slightly heavier, goes a little bit slower, 50 meters per second slower, but has much better angle pen at a loss of flat pen. Flat pen on this round is 260, but as you can see, the 60-degree pen on this is much better. So if you're fighting stuff like Russian tanks with angled front plates, it's a lot easier to pen them. But for the most part, I actually just end up using the stock round most of the time, the one with 303mm of penetration. I just find at 7.7 it doesn't really matter. Now, you're actually slinging these APDS shells out once every 4 seconds, which at 7.7 is amazing. You can usually get a second shot off before the person even has enough time to react and find out where you are. So it's very good at ambushing to an extent, because the way this thing aims is also quite novel and unique. There is one other vehicle in this game, I believe, that uses the same aiming system that the S tanks use in this game, that being the VT-1-2, I think it is. It's the German I want to say tank destroyer with 2 L44 guns on it, which is just crazy when you think about the firepower. But the hull aiming in War Thunder is quite questionable. Here you can see me taking out a T-34-100 as well. You can see that blisteringly quick reload absolutely dispatches him in an instant, even though I do end up missing 2 of my shots essentially, but we do finish him in the end there. But yeah, the hull aiming in this is very shoddy, and this is why I don't actually recommend playing these tanks as like a meta sort of grinding, at least right now in their current iteration. Hull aiming might get better in the future, but these have been out for what, 3 to 6 months now. I can't remember when they came out, but it has been a long time since they were released, and the hull aiming has not gotten any better yet. So I'm still holding out on hope that it does actually end up getting upgraded and being a lot easier to aim. And you will see in this video times where it bugs out and I run into problems with my hull aiming in it. It does get very, very tedious, and that is what balances these vehicles, because I feel like without that buggy hull aiming, it would be so broken. With a 4-second reload, decent armor, which we'll get into in a second here, and good mobility as well, and also a low profile. Now, we'll get on to the armor now, I guess. Basically, the front on most of these is 40mm thick, but it is very well angled, as you can see, which causes a lot of ricochets for even high-tier APDS shells. Like from the Conqueror, you can bounce Conqueror APDS if they don't aim properly. And you can basically forget about penning this thing from the front if you are a Russian medium tank. Something like a T-54 that's firing its APHE round is going to struggle so much getting through your front plate. There's basically only one spot you can hit it, and that is right where the armor intersects from the lower and front plate, and upper plate I should say. That is basically it. You can try and take out this thing's gun. You can try and hit some little flat bits on the lower plate where it flattens out and gives you a shot into the engine, but that's the thing. The engine is in the front of this thing, so every shot you put into it just gets absorbed by that. So, I mean, yes, it is disabled and it can't hull brake anymore, or hull aim anymore, but it is still quite difficult to dispatch these things. Now you can see me fighting an IS-3 here. Take him out, no problem. 4-second reload once again, and I third-person aim for this T-92, and somehow hull brake him with that. I don't think I deserved that whatsoever, but we got it in the end. Here I'm a bit blind. I didn't notice this FE4005 just chilling here, so we put a round in the back of his turret. Take him out nice and quick. And we just sort of sit on B, because we need to cap this, otherwise we're going to start draining tickets. So I think, oh, I'll be safe. The enemies are probably going to be coming from the direction that I'm looking, so I'm just keeping an eye out on my right side and dead ahead. Now I do hear something off to my left. I don't entirely know what it is yet. I'm still checking my corners, and somebody dies right behind me. But because I'm oblivious, and I was also watching a live stream in the background, hence why this is actually a recording of me playing, like this is a live recording of me playing the game with no mic audio, and I've recorded the replay audio and put it under it so it matches up. But as you can see, we get hit by an IS-3 in the corner there. Conway comes and slaps us in the side, and we got bombed at the same time. So they really wanted us off of that cap. I don't think we would have survived very much there. Now we're taking out the premium, the Strv 103A, and we spawn back in. This thing, back when it first came out, was very, very good. I have a very nice KD in this thing, actually. I remember really enjoying it. I think for what it is, like, statistically, I think it was like a 50 to 150 KD ratio. I don't really care much about stats anymore, so I can't remember the last time I checked. But here we almost get bombed out of spawn by an A2D, and we go flying, nearly flip. That's actually where the thumbnail is from, that little bit there. But we somehow survive those bombs and keep moving forward. Just going to completely ignore that and try and get back into the battle. Now, so far, it looks like this is a pretty bad loss. I don't really see much of a way that we could come back from this. I mean, we have a lot of people in the air, but on the ground we only have, what, 4 or 5 tanks that I can see right now. One is taking A, which is good, but I really don't think at this point that it is enough to save the game. I don't actually know how many kills we're up to at this point. I would assume maybe 5 or 6. I can't remember. We spot the IS-3 coming in to try and get our Tiger 2 on A. I mess up the first shot. As you can see, the hull aiming is very weird. Like, it's jittering all over the place and not consistent whatsoever, but we do end up putting one into the back of that IS-3's turret. He didn't really react. He only dropped smoke and kept on trucking along. Here I hear a vehicle, and turns out it's an M48. Quickly snapshot onto him, get one into his center mass area, but fortunately it was a bit low, so we didn't actually end up getting everyone in this turret. Take another snapshot without actually turning on the hull aiming, which hits his turret. Take another shot which gets absorbed by his track, and then I'm like, okay, let's wait for the dust to fade and actually aim for this guy's lower plate. And we finally take him out. Another vehicle right behind us here. I feel like I could have shot there and saved the Tiger 2 105, but I didn't react quick enough, and it did cost him his life, so I kind of feel bad about that. But we do end up getting a quick little triple kill there, which is kind of nice. Now, at the moment, I'm thinking, okay, well, we have 2 caps, or we're about to get two caps, but we need to get B, and I spot this pesky little M41. This guy is going to give me a run for my money in a little bit here. Right now, we're just kind of having a standoff. He's not going to peek me. I'm not going to peek him or like start moving towards him. And then I think I have a 4-second reload. I can probably bait out a shot here. And that's exactly what we do. He does actually manage to hit us with something, but it's a bulldog. I don't think his APDS has too high of pen. So he just bounces right off our lower plate, slams it into the ground under a tank. Here I'm just looking out for the Conway. I don't know if he's died or if he's still chilling somewhere. But this Bulldog's breached, right? So I'm just charging into him, hoping that nobody is watching the crossfire here, watching along the road. Looks like we're good. So I push up, and I want this Bulldog. I know he's disabled. Now here, he actually starts moving again. I was under the impression that he had just repaired, and... oh, we're getting hit by an aircraft. Not good. So we're tracked here. Now, one thing to note. If you lose only one track, you can still aim with your hull. If you lose both tracks or an engine, that ability just completely goes out the window. So we're still okay here. We're not dead. But we do need to repair this track and try and move as quick as possible. Maybe that plane will come back around, or this guy will get some ideas. Oh, there's the plane again. Luckily he misses and we're back up already. I do have a decent crew for this tank, so it didn't take very long. And oh, I almost got my gun around there, but we got stuck on the brick or the debris in the middle of the street. I'm like, okay, I need to stop lollygagging here and just go for it. And right here I should have died, but that's when I realized, wait, why isn't he shooting me? And so I'm getting frustrated at this point. I fire off a shot into his barrel, which does absolutely nothing, and I see in the hit camera that his breach is completely black still. So he did not finish his repair in time. And I'm just done with him. I'm like, you know what? If your breach is out and you're no threat to me, I'm just leaving. I'm going to go take B and head to the cap. And we spot the Vickers here. Quickly try and grab a snapshot on him. But I guess he wasn't really aware that I could still see his front hull there. And he peeks a little bit too far out. And we managed to sneak one into his ammo rack and take him out. Now, I'm still remembering that M41. I'm remembering what he did to me. He embarrassed me, and he styled on me with his little debris play. And so I'm thinking maybe he won't notice that I left the cap. And he's repairing. He's sitting there. And I think he starts moving just a little bit too late. Don't think he expected me at all to come back around. I don't know if he thought I was just going to ignore him because I drove away. But I did not. I did not forget him. So we end up killing him, and we head back to the cap. We are now up to 12 kills, which is already a phenomenal game for me. Which is like, I mean, I'm happy. If we lose this match, which it's looking now that it's pretty much set and done. If we lose, I know I did my part, right? These are the types of battles that you hate to lose because you do so much, but, you know, I'm still happy. It's about the experience. Here we spot another tank. I don't know what he was shooting at. I'm assuming it was somebody down the way, friendly or something, but he ends up missing them, and we don't miss him. It's an SU-100P. Those things are... I don't know. I don't want to be rude, but those things are very questionable. Shout out to all the SU-100P mains out there. You have a stronger will than I do. But we need another cap if we want to save this match. So I'm starting to head over to Alpha now. Panther 2 is also coming with me, which is good. I'll have a buddy if we run into anybody, but I don't know. It looks pretty open from here, so I'm just nonchalantly driving through this parking lot and checking my kills again because I'm still trying to process just what's going on here. I have like 13 kills with the S tank. That's not normal. And a quick little cut there because I do actually tab out because, like I said, I was watching a stream and I tab in just in time to pick up a quick little kill on a Scent Mark 10 who did not see me on the cap, thank goodness, because I was not paying attention at the time. But everything is just working out perfectly fine for me this match. Like, I feel like it should not have gone this well because I should have died there. But I mean, somehow, once again, we flipped the caps. We have all three. This is still a very close game. Somehow, we have more players than they do. And, I mean, it's not over yet. They can still win. But it's looking pretty good for us now. So, I think, okay, I want to be in a position where I can sort of defend both sides of the map. And we spot this FV4002? Is it? FV4202. Right? I don't know, I haven't played that thing in forever. He actually shoots us, and I cannot see him because of this barrel. So I'm frustrating or because I'm frustrated, I try and put a shot through the barrel of the tank in front of me. He luckily misses. I managed to graze one off of his roof there, and pay attention to what's happening right now with my aiming. See how it's going back and forth there? I don't know what's causing this. Here it is. I don't know what's causing this, but I think it has something to do with the damaged tracks. But stuff like this, when this happens and there's nothing you can do about it, I absolutely hate. He pushes around the corner there, and I mean, it's an easy kill. Luckily, our aiming did actually snap into the right area there. But yeah, back to the track thing. It's stuff like that, like being artificially limited because of something that's out of your control. Really, I really don't like that when it comes to gameplay. Like, see, look at this. Look, I can't do anything. I'm trying to time it perfectly and send one through this Vickers hole to try and hit the Object 268 behind him. And I can't. Finally, I get it to sit still, and I'm like, okay, I have to let him push into me, otherwise I'm in trouble. And oh god, he's moving. It seems to be okay as long as I move slow. APDS shreds right through his relatively thick armor, and we do bounce the second shot, aimed a bit low, and so I'm gonna cheese him here, and I'm just gonna wait for his crew to replenish in the turret, since his gunner's over there and his driver's over there as well. So we just wait a couple seconds and boop, put one into his hole again, and yeah, finish off the 268. And every second that passes is a second that we get closer to winning. And I mean, at this point, I just can't believe it. I honestly, way before we got to this point, thought that this match was over. And here I am sitting on what's about to be 17 kills. And we have managed to claw this back. This was a really exciting match to play. It was very back and forth. I feel like I did not make very many mistakes at all. I was always in a very good spot to try and counter the enemy. I was always going for caps actively. I feel like if I didn't, we would have just lost straight up. I don't want to say that this whole win was on me either. Like, obviously, team did great. We had people going for other caps, like people were going for C as well. This was not just me doing this. This was all of us. But my performance especially, I'm very proud of for this match. So we're just hunting, we're just waiting, we're biding our time, and all of a sudden they somehow snuck by me and got on to B. So, I mean, we put extra fuel in the engines. We are scooming over there. We want to get to this guy. Because if he caps both of them, just remember, if he caps B, they will have C and Bravo. Which means that we will start to bleed tickets, and we're most likely going to lose. So I have to push this guy as quick as possible. I look at him, I see it's some kind of IS. Looks like it's an IS-2 1944 because he's got the 50 on the roof. And with 2 quick shots, we remove him from the battlefield, stopping the capture and arguably saving the match once again. So we're just sitting here. We gotta cap this. We gotta make sure no one gets it. We have teammates going for C as well. So I'm fairly confident at this point that we can call it. 18 kills, 1 death. I don't know. I think for the vehicles used, in my opinion, quite a crazy number. For all I know, right? I don't play War Thunder as much as I used to, but for all I know, this tank is absolutely bonkers OP. And and I'm just abusing it or something, I don't know. And we're getting strafed by an aircraft again, but it's too late for them. They're on A, but we have teammates on C, and game actually ends before they can even cap. So GG, 18 kills, 1 death, 6,000 score, and the rewards speak for themselves. 250k SL, 27,000 RP with no boosters. And I mean, if that isn't proof that it was a phenomenal match, I don't know what is. But that's the end of the video today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Oh, I will be working on a 2A5 Strv 122, and I was also DM'd a suggestion for a lineup at America 6-7 with the M56, T92, and M50 Ontos. So I will be doing that as well. Don't think I forgot about you, person who suggested that. But yeah, that's it for me today, guys. This video is already long enough, 20 minutes nearly, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next video.